weekly sit-down with local agricultural leaders and businesses. This is Tailgate Conversations. Sponsored by Pinnaker Chevrolet.
When we typically think of the annual maintenance needed on equipment, we think tractors and large implements. But today we're going to talk about small engines and the importance of seasonal maintenance on these zero-turn and lawn tractors. So Scott, it is, well into growing season here in the Ozarks, and lawn care is on the top of all of our minds as landowners. Right. But as we open up the season, what are some things we should be checking on and remembering when it comes to these small engines?
I think the most important thing is definitely, and something that gets overlooked quite a bit, is the air cleaner. Everything in an air-cooled engine starts with the air cleaner. The importance of that is good clean air to come into the engine, obviously for it to burn, but it also uses air to cool itself. So everything that involves air is really important. One thing people overlook a lot, and we can kind of see by the looks of an air cleaner like that, just completely full of grass, and that's a paper air cleaner, so that the pores in the paper actually get full. It causes that engine to not be able to breathe in a sense. One analogy I've used with people is it would be like if you were trying to go jogging with a wet wash rag over your mouth and nose. You can't breathe.
You're not going to be able to get in what you need.
Right, and so if an air-cooled engine can't get air, then it can't perform. You can at times take an air cleaner like this that has some excess on it, and you can tap some of that debris out, but as you can see, it's not really going to get
all of it
as clean as it should be.
So what would you advise with a filter like this?
Air cleaners are inexpensive. If I had an air cleaner that was anywhere near this shape, I would invest in a new one. These air cleaners are anywhere from $10 to $25.
Very affordable.
Yeah, very affordable.
And they're going to make your motor, your engine last longer.
They're really the heart of the whole thing. Another thing that is really overlooked is how important sharp blades are. I'll show you.
This is probably what mine look like at home.
Yeah, this is what a lot of people's blades look like. Rounded off, beat back. That really doesn't stand a really good chance to cut. If you look at what a new blade looks like, you've got a nice 45-degree angle there. It's a sharp blade. And the importance of that is how hard the machine has to work. A machine that's trying to cut grass with this blade is working a lot harder than a machine that's trying to cut grass with this blade.
So how often should blades be sharpened and then replaced?
Right. So you can sharpen your blades really probably a couple of times a year, if there is such thing as average in an average homeowner's usage, a time or two a year. Unfortunately, most people don't do that. But I usually recommend for a homeowner to take a look about a halfway point, like say now at this time of the year, and say, see where your blade's at. The other thing to remember about that is the longer you go without sharpening them, the more the blade has to be ground off. So they'll actually last longer if you'll sharpen them more frequently.
Let's talk about oil. Now, in my car, I know that I need to get my oil changed because my sticker tells me.
Right.
I don't think I've ever thought about getting the oil change in my mower. So how often should we be changing the oil?
A good rule of thumb is 30 to 50 hours is what we tell people, and the reason that's kind of a broad range is it depends on conditions. A year like this where we've had a lot of rain and it's not been really dusty, you can actually go a little longer. When you get into the July and August and it gets hotter and drier and more dust and debris in the air, you have to change your blades more often. Or change your oil more often.
Just like our vehicles, you can change your oil yourself, or you can bring it in to service people like you.
Sure.
What tips do you give to the folks that are wanting to do it correctly and change their own oil?
If you're of a mind that you want to change oil yourself, there are a few options. At S&H, we have an oil change kit that we've designed that is just a couple quarts of oil and a filter. Saves a little money, and you're not buying parts that you don't need. So the customers have really liked that.
Well, let's pretend that it's not, 80, 90 degrees outside and that growing season, mowing season is wrapping up.
Right.
Me, I just want to throw the mower in the garage and forget about it come spring, but we probably shouldn't be doing that.
No. The thing that would help the customer and the equipment is at the end of the year when you don't have a high demand for it, and obviously our service department's under a little less pressure to get the machine in. If that's, if you're going to have us do that, because we have 3 months now, we can get it checked over. We have a service available where we will pick the machine up, bring it in. Everything from the air cleaner to the tire pressure to the battery, everything gets maintained. We bring it back to you, put it in your shed, and it's ready to go when spring hits. If you don't do that and you're of a mind to do that yourself, again, the kits are available. You can just call us, tell us what model you have. We can help you get you everything you need to do that yourself.